and doctrines are not explicitly taught because they were dealing with particular issues, number one, running for their lives often, but they were dealing with particular issues concerning Christology. In fact, the canon of Scripture would not be settled upon until about, actually after St. Epiphanius' writing here. So the fact that we don't have explicit writings on Mary in the 200, at least as explicit as St. Epiphanius, we do, as I quoted St. Irenaeus in the 2nd century, who was a disciple of Polycarp, who was a disciple of John, referring to Mary as the cause of our salvation and the new Eve. I think that's quite explicit.
Sounds like we have a really real breakthrough because you don't know a look at our history. This seems to be an issue that ought to be really clear. Either this is a journey come lately, or it has its root in Roman Catholicism way back down.
Can I make one statement, please, just 10 seconds? I wanted to say, because James misrepresented the church in her teaching of why it's important Mary is without sin. It is not because Jesus is this wrathful Jesus and Mary's the good guy. That is not the teaching of the church. In fact, any goodness in Mary comes from Jesus. The church is very clear on this. She is the one full of the grace of Christ. I want to quote you St. Augustine in the 4th century, who writes concerning Mary when he's dealing with the Pelagians. He says, "Except the Holy Virgin Mary, of whom out of honor for the Lord," that's what the Catholic Church teaches. "Out of honor for the Lord, I absolutely do not want there to be any question when sin is spoken of. She is free from all stain of sin," according to St. Augustine, St. Ambrose, and others. Not because Jesus is the bad guy, but because of the honor of the Lord. Now we see in Scripture, in the book of Job, for example, God will not accept the prayers of the men who are criticizing Job. He asked them, "You pray to Job, or I'm not going to hear your prayer." It was through the intercession of Job that these other fellows got their sins forgiven. Now, does that mean
James may not know anything about history. You don't know anything about time. That was a lot longer than 10 seconds. But go ahead. Your response.
Well, there's two main things to respond to. Basically, take this the way it needs to be understood. Roman Catholic historians disagree with Mr. Staples firmly, and I think unanimously. Merding, a very well-known Roman Catholic historian, admits that Augustine did not teach the modern doctrine of immaculate conception. He believed that Mary did not commit sin during her life, but he specifically did not keep her from the idea of the stain of original sin. The issue of the transness literature, Mr. Staples said, well, Gelasius did not condemn the bodily assumption. No, all I said was, and Ludwig Mock, Catholic theologian, says, and Juniper Carroll, a Roman Catholic Mariologist, they all say the same thing. The first time in history we have a reference to the assumption is in the Transitus Beatificae literature that was condemned by Gelasius. I never said it was condemned because of the bodily assumption. My point was that Augustine preached and Athanasius preached, and none of them ever preached on the bodily assumption. None of them ever said it was a part of the doctrine of Christ. And even Carl Keating, who Mr. Staples claims to defend, says, still a fundamentalist asks, where is the proof in Scripture? Strictly, there is none. And so when he says, well, it is found in Scripture, Carl Keating says, there is no explicit proof, and so we have all of this allegedly implicit proof. And I would point out to you, yet again, we had Revelation chapter 12 told as being about Mary, yet the earliest patristic interpretation says it's about Mary. And the woman in Revelation 12 gives birth in pain. Pain is a part of the penalty of sin. But if Mary didn't have sin and wasn't in the pain of the penalty of sin and original sin, why is she giving birth in pain if this is the quote-unquote literal meaning of the text? In each one of these instances, we're told we need to go to the literal level of text. Did we go to the literal level when the angel says, "Hail, full of grace"? If that's even what the Charismene means. When we talk about John 19, "Woman, behold your son, son, behold your mother." What's the literal meaning of that? And yet it becomes the basis of Marian doctrine throughout Roman Catholicism. So I would point out that none of the that said, this is what you must believe if you need to believe it.
We're going to find out stations like this
mentor, indulgences, and moral indictment to just the core of wisdom, balance the truth. The Roman Catholic Controversy by James Bible Answered and broadcast with James Lyon, Catholic apologist Tim Staples. The Roman Catholic Controversy. Read it today. 949-858-6100.
Hey, Judy, wait up.
Hey, Tom, how's it going?
Can you believe what they're teaching in grade school?
I can believe they're teaching it, but I don't follow it.
What?
I know that I can't depend on everything taught me, and I keep my